Our next surprise announcement I am really excited for, because this one person in particular, she and I have been bouncing ideas off each other for weeks now. She's like, "Am I bothering you too much?" I'm like, "No." We're texting each other at all hours of the day and the night. And it's just, this has been so much fun. And she is just as excited as I am to do this. Allie G, welcome back to the podcast. Let's talk about your future podcast. I'm so excited.
I am so excited and honored that you're even doing this with me. And that is true. I have bothered you at all hours of the day and night. When inspiration strikes, you gotta write
Just
it
got to
out.
do it.
Pounds on it.
I'm like
Like,
I'm
you
like
might be,
Eric,
yeah,
I have this idea.
you might be at a concert, like, and it's right in the middle of the show, and then you're just like, "Oh my God, I got an idea. I have to stop doing what I'm doing and text Eric."
Yes.
It's been
Actually,
that cool. And like, it's been
yes.
so much fun. So real quick, we were talking months ago, actually, and you're like, "I kind of want to start a podcast." And I was kind of like, "I want to start a podcast media company and produce more of them. Can we work together?" And then I was in another country and just like gave you a random phone call, and we chatted for like 90 minutes driving while I was driving home.
Yes, we did. Were you in Canada? I
I
think
was
you
in
were in
Canada.
Canada.
Yeah, I tried to
Yeah,
make
You
it
that
just
was
sound
said
like I
another
was.
country. I'm like, where the hell did he go?
that was such a fun call. It was like it had to be beginning of summer, right?
That was June. Yeah, that was June.
Yeah,
That
and I
was
was like, no
around Father's
question.
Day, I think.
And I said,
I
no question, I want to do this.
So this
Yes.
idea has been percolating for a few months now, and it's finally coming to fruition. I'm so excited for you.
Well, even before that, around the time you came on around Boston, you're like, "Guys, I'm thinking about doing a podcast. What do you think?" And you're like, "Can you send me some mics, or what's your opinion?" And I was like, "Well, what was the one thing I said? You just have to find an identity. Anyone can do a podcast, as I'm sure I'm going to say with every one of these guests. But what are you going to talk about in episode 17? And you need to find an identity to do that." And I think you already knew what you wanted to do. You already had your identity planned.
I did. It kind of built itself in a weird way and unraveled into I'm just Allie G. It's the Allie G Show. It's my identity. I can't tell you how many people just come up to me and they're like, wait, you're Allie G Show? Allie G? And I'm like, yeah, I mean, that's me. You can call me whatever you want. As I told you guys when I was on my actual episode for Boston Weeks.
That you did. Glad that you actually have this show now for real. This is yours.
I
It's going to be so
know, it's
exciting.
crazy.
And maybe it's a stupid question, but how did you come up with the name The Allie G Show? I know this has been like, you've been Allie G forever, but how did like the show, because we've always known it as the show before.
Yeah, it's funny. Like this is so random, and I'm really dating myself. But when I graduated high school, or when I was applying to college, you know how everybody, I don't know if you guys did this, but everybody used to change their Facebook name so that colleges couldn't see your social media. It was this whole big thing. I don't even think they really do that. And I didn't have anything to hide in particular, but it kind of just became this trend to like change your Facebook name to something else. And mine was Allie in Wonderland. It started as Allie in Wonderland, and then it was like roll up in Alexis, and then I just ended up changing it, and it was the Allie G Show. And for like a hot second, and then I got into college, and everybody changed their name back, and we all graduated, and we all grew up and became adults, and went by our real names. And then I made it my Peloton name. But I think the original idea was like a play off of the Allie G Show because I was like the class clown, and that was the comedy show. So, and I'm going on the record to say, not that I agree with everything that show is about or the jokes, but I am indeed a jokester. So I'm rebranding as the Allie G Show.
Love it. So we're gonna show your logo at the end, but let's get into what the listeners are gonna hear when they come onto the Allie G Show. You and I were working. We built a Google Docs. We're kind of like, a few things I've always told you was like, this is always going to change. We're going to evolve. And our logo, how many times did we recreate this logo? Like easily close to 20. And I
Like
said, the
20.
same will happen with your show. But we kind of built an identity with some Google Docs. Why don't you fill everyone in when they listen and tune into the Allie G Show? What are they going to hear?
You are going to hear from a wide variety of guests, hopefully, that listen to music, don't listen to music when they're running, kind of where your mind goes while you're running. And if you do listen to music, like what are you listening to and why? Does your playlist impact your running and your speed and what you're going for? Do you have a playlist for your 1 milers like I do, where you just like go off and full send it? Or are you running to like classical music and why? And then if you don't listen to music, I would love to know how you do that, and you could teach me your ways, for one. But just where your mind goes and what you're thinking about and how you make it to the finish line,
That
whether
is
it's a training run
great.
or a race.
That is such a great idea because everybody is different. Everybody has their own thoughts and notions in their head while they run, or they might not have any thoughts and notions going on. So I can't wait to find out from different people their reasoning behind their runs. That's going to be great.
And maybe some of them will have a story of like how a song got them through a race or how a playlist got them through a big race. Maybe it was
Yes.
like I was struggling, then this one song came on, it was Top Gun, and I was like, yes, the danger zone, let's go. But let's do a little test run here on Erica right now. Let's ask Erica, do you listen, or better yet, do you have to listen to music when you run?
I am one of those runners who does indeed need music to run. I cannot have just footsteps in my head. I cannot listen to my breathing. It throws me off for some reason. I mean, I can't even dig deep into why I do that, but having a beat in my ears helps me. It helps my cadence, it helps my tempo, like all that stuff, and I can just focus on a beat and it gets my feet moving and hopefully hitting the right strides and speeds that I want to hit. So I have to have the music when I run.
And
I love
Allie,
it.
she has to have it on even when she's running with me. Probably because I
Wow.
talk so much and she just wants to tune
Okay.
me out.
I
But you
feel
listen
let
to
me
music with every time, even if you're in a group of like 15, you have music on and you can hold a full conversation. Like I think you and Allie could totally talk all about that.
yeah.
Okay, that's impressive. I
Should I
don't know
save
if
that answer for the show?
I think you should. You have to save
Definitely.
it.
Tune
That's
in,
my
you guys.
inside
You'll,
But
dirt.
don't
yeah.
forget it, Erica. Don't forget it.
I will write it down right now.
Well, I'm really excited. It's going to be cool. You're going to have some great questions. Like one of my favorite ones was, what's a mood killer?
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes.
Oh, like what song comes on and breaks your stride? That kind of thing?
Yeah, because sometimes I'll be running and then I'll be like, next, 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 trying to find the next good song. I'm not as good as making the playlist right away, but I love this. It's going to be like basically where your mind goes when you run. And if it's music, you work in the music industry. So like this is your jam. But I'm excited. Where does your mind go? How do you distract yourself during the run? It's going to be great because it's not going to be subjected to people who only listen to music.
Right. And I think that was the goal with this was I was so pigeonholed to like that one idea. And then after weeks of chatting with Eric and chewing his ear off, we kind of came up with the whole idea of, having like two routes to go down. Because I would love to know what it's like to run without music. I can't.
You should
I
try it.
can't
That's
do
what
it.
I do. I don't run with music. The real
You gotta
reason, I
pick
can
his
never find the
brain.
headphones and I don't have time to look for them.
Mine are usually dead, so
That too.
my run is always prolonged.
Let's preview your logo. You had a lot to do with this logo, probably more than any of the other logos I've been designing for Monday Night Media. This logo is
Beautiful.
amazing.
Thanks to Canva.
What was the inspiration behind this?
It's just something about neon to me. I just like I've always loved neon. This sounds like so basic and it's such a basic answer, but I love bright colors. I love the neon. I think it just reminds me of like it reminds me of like the city. It reminds me of all the places I like to run. It's you know I don't know.
Your
It's cool.
name's in lights. It's gonna take
I
off. You're gonna be
know.
famous. You
We're
already
gonna
are.
have to we're legit gonna have to buy like a neon light for this, like those custom ones you can get.
That's cool
Yes.
We'll get
shit.
Have I
we
ever shown
legit
you
have to do
mine?
this.
My sister got me one for Christmas.
No
I'm gonna send
way.
you guys a picture. Yeah, it's really cool. It's hanging by my tread.
What's the reason behind the lightning bolt?
She's
I
fast.
run in the socks. My socks that I run in are from Backline. They are bolt socks. They're
Mm.
just step and repeat lightning bolts. I got them one day. I like ordered them. I got an ad, I guess, I think. Can't remember how I found them, but bought the pair of socks, and they've been my race socks since day one. Until I wore them until they had holes, and they were like, "You need new socks," and I was like, "Okay, fine. These are my lucky socks, but fine, I'll get a new pair."
Yeah.
And yeah,
So, Erica, this is a podcast, so everyone's listening. Why don't you give the listeners a description of this beautiful logo that you're looking at?
We're seeing the Allie G Show in a bright yellow neon, and it's surrounded by this glowing circle of beautiful light with the lightning bolt in the middle, and everything's just glowing and vibrant.
There's like this brick wall background, but it's kind of like dark, and it's just so good. You did such an amazing job with this logo. Like, you even created, and people might have seen it already on Instagram, like the coming soon little video, and that is awesome. Like, you haven't.
I'm getting a little bit of mystery from this too. Like it's a little mysterious. Like you got to tune in.
Yeah, you have to tune in. It's kind of giving like dive bar now that I'm thinking about it. But
I don't
like
hate it.
Like a New York City, like I'm eating late night pizza vibe.
It almost gives me comedy club vibes, you know? Like
Erica,
name
I
and
like
light kind of
that.
comedy club. Okay.
Okay, good. Okay. That's the goal.
But it's perfect.
It's great.
Seems like it fits your personality to a T.
It's a beautiful logo. Like we
really
hit it off
is.
with the neon there. It's amazing.
Yes.
We had so many different versions of this logo, and then I think we were like settled on one. And it was like a week and a half go by, and you're just like, I'm bored at work today. I was doing a lot of canvaing, and I want to show you something. Don't be mad that I changed the logo up on us. And I was in the middle of a run and stopped and looked at it. I was like, holy shit, it's amazing.
I know. I bothered Eric on his run. I'm like, I need the Monday Night Media logo.
Don't feel bad.
Yes, that's right. That's what you needed. I remember because that's right. So all these logos have the little Monday Night Media on it. I love it. This is a dream for me. I think it's a dream for you, and it's fun. We're going to try this, and it's going to work. It's going to happen.
Perfect pairing.
I think you really want to get to weekly, so we'll have that as a goal. Maybe in the first year we can be weekly, but we'll at least start out bi-weekly or maybe weekly. We'll get, like I said, we haven't started recording it, but I think you are ready to record. We've done everything. We just now have to line up the guests. And if we get 4 in the bank first and we just keep rolling and the consistency's there, and if I can keep up, which I will, I'm so excited. This is going to be a lot of fun. The Allie G Show is going to be a staple of Monday Night Media for a long time.
Yes. I can't wait, guys. I'm so excited.
Well, Erica, Miss CEO, are you happy with what we've done so far?
I approve. Seal of approval from Miss Big Sister over here. Oh God.
Yeah. Big sister.
No, I'm very much looking forward to listening to your podcast. I mean, maybe that will replace some music. Maybe I can just listen to your podcast instead.
I'd be honored if I get to that point.
I'm gonna.
The only thing we have to do, speaking of music, is we have to find a killer, a badass, a kick-ass intro and outro music.
Yes, you do.
You work in the music industry. Maybe you can call your friend, Joey from NSYNC or somewhere, and be like, "Yo, can I use your song?" Get their seal of approval. We can use it.
Hey, Joe Jonas. No,
there you go.
There you go. We got. Oh, did you add the notes for intro music? Powerful beat, hip hop, rock beats.
I did. I found some names from the list or from the link you gave me.
Yep. I love that. I love that I see you're adding to the Google Docs. I love that I see you're in Canva and doing everything. You're really a part of this, and I love it. So thank you.
I'm trying to keep up. I know. Yes. I do mean business. Thanks. Guys.
I like that. I love that you do because you're pushing me for it. You're pushing me like, okay, let's do this now. And I'm like, yes, all right. I got someone who's ready to go.
We're holding each other accountable. That's what it's about.
Love it. Love it. All right, guys. I hope you're wicked excited for the Allie G Show. This is gonna be a blast. Allie, look at that smile. Oh my God. And you got the music box behind you. Thank you for helping me. I'm excited. I got to stop saying how excited I am. I've said it like 15 times. Erica, take us away.
Thank you, Allie. We're so looking forward to listening, and we're going to let everybody know when your first episode drops.
Yeah, maybe before the new year. Maybe before Thanksgiving.
No pressure.
Maybe before Halloween. We'll see.
Maybe.
Stay tuned, everybody.